Hi, and welcome to Retirement with Jim. So today, I'm going to talk about you need a whole lot less money in retirement than you may think. Um, I know I realized after I went into retirement, I spent a lot less than I thought I would. So let's look at that. So right off the bat, you probably have been saving at least 15% of your income, getting ready for retirement through your younger life as you prepare for it. That's what they say on average you should save. I know some people who save less, some save, plenty save more. But now, fast forward. You've retired. You've made it. You're here. This is great. So the first savings you're going to realize is you're not paying the 7.65% in FICA. You're saving your 15% of investment out of that, your income. That's 22.65% of your money that you no longer have to lay out. Um, if you are like many of the people that are out there, a little less than 2/3, your home is paid for by the time you retire, which is another great thing because having that paid off home once you retire is going to save you approximately 19.5% of what you would have to spend to continue paying your mortgage if you just have an average mortgage. And of course, if you didn't and you were renting, either way, you're still paying that income. So it's something to think about. So just retiring right off the bat, you have reduced yourself to about 57% of your income, by, just those things alone, not paying a mortgage, not paying taxes, on payroll, and you're no longer making investments because now it's time to spend those investments. So it kind of brings you to what are you doing or what should you do to prepare to make retirement as enjoyable as possible? Well, it really means, take a look at, obviously putting together a realistic budget, knowing how much money you got coming in and where all your sources are, and then taking a good hard look at going, okay, how much of the stuff that I have or I'm doing do I want to continue with? A lot of it is, lifestyle. What's your lifestyle? What do you want your lifestyle to be? You know, you're not having to work anymore. Yeah, if you had certain clothes you had to buy and wear for work, you don't have that anymore. If you went out to lunch every day, because that was what you did every day. Those are costs that are no longer there. It's Then after that, it's time to kind of reevaluate consumerism. So what do I mean by that is what are all the things you're buying, you're accumulating? Do you really need all those things? So by reevaluating how much you're spending, you could start to prioritize the things you don't need anymore, things that aren't that useful in your life. Next in line with that is clearing out the clutter. We all accumulate a lot of stuff through the course of our lifetime. And as we do so, you have to evaluate to yourself once you retire, do you really need that stuff? Do you really want that stuff? I know when my parents passed away, they had so much. There was so much to go through. So, yeah, you kind of went, wow. And now you look at your own life and go, do you want to do that same thing to your children if you have kids? Probably not. But it really kind of says, what's important, what's the value to all these things you have bought during your lifetime. So clearing out the clutter is kind of essential to start downsizing and making life a lot more manageable. Believe me, when you get rid of stuff, you're going to feel a lot more freer. You're going to feel a lot lighter. You don't have all this clutter out there, and it's kind of nice not to have it. Less things to worry about, manage, things to be concerned about at all. So kind of means living a more simple life, living more simply. You know, what do you really need? You know, by getting rid of some of this stuff, you simplify. You end up simplifying your life. You make it easier to, whether it's to travel or just enjoying your everyday life out there. You have less things to worry about, be concerned about, have to, so we say take charge of, and it's nice to have a less, cluttered life. Along with that, living more simply, you appreciate the little things. Getting out in nature, taking walks, spending time outside, just enjoying being out and not having, to do the daily grind of work. You get to enjoy the little things, just simply like, for instance, when you get up in the morning. You don't have to get up as early. You may, for me, I had to get up at 2:30 in the morning every day to go to work. I don't miss that at all. Not at all. And it's so much nicer because now I get up about between 7 and 7:30 every day. And, it's, 5 hours later, it's great to enjoy those choices. They're much more nicer. The next thing you want to do is, along with appreciating the little things, is you've got to be more disciplined about what you spend your money on. When it's time for spending, if you want to make your money last, the easiest way is to ask yourself what you're purchasing and buying. Do you really need? Do you really want? Because if you can really cut out some of the things you don't necessarily need and things you might be wasting your money on, then when you make purchases, they'll be more disciplined and they'll be more thoughtful, and you'll feel like it's an okay investment to do when you're spending that money. It also helps you then feel better about your money's going to last longer. Next is kind of filling your time. Fill your time with hobbies. Fill your time with travel. Maybe you want to travel. Filling your time with new interests, whatever they may be. Part of it might be as you learn and want to learn more new interests, you'll take some classes, some things to find out. Maybe you wanted to go learn a new language. Maybe you wanted to learn a woodworking hobby. There's just an endless supply of hobbies and things that you can do that maybe we just never devote the time for. When we're younger, we don't have time for that, but now you do. Now you have all the time in the world, and you can enjoy it and enjoy it a lot more. Along with volunteering, plenty of people volunteer, give back to the community and help others, and it's a great way to contribute and give back, to those in need. There's so many volunteer groups out there, that do such great work. Whether it's feeding the hungry and the homeless, whether it's volunteers that help do things like healthcare things like Alzheimer's and dementia. There's just a countless array of volunteer groups out there that you can join that make it very worthwhile. And of course the financial freedom of knowing that you've retired, you've saved your money, now you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. You're not worried about, because you got a budget and you kind of know where you're at, and you can relax and enjoy that time. And certainly not be stressed about, am I saving enough money? Because you've crossed that line. You've made that plunge, you're there, and hopefully you've done all of your research and you're comfortable with your plan, and away you go. So, and the last is your health and well-being. it's inevitable that once we get older, we are going to have health issues. If you don't, you can consider yourself one of the lucky few. But all of us are going to. And well-being nowadays also means your mental well-being. Are you happy in retirement? Are you enjoying the time? Getting to enjoy that time is a lot simpler and easier to do with no stress of anything. And along with that, for some people, doing some things, if you're by yourself in retirement, okay, that could be stressful in the sense that, it could be depressing. You're by yourself. You got to find things to fill your time with. So it's important to know that your health and well-being covers a lot. And it's important to know that you are thinking about that. You're prepared for, through Medicare, to have it in the right kind of coverage for your healthcare needs. And along with that, you're staying active and engaged with people to really enjoy your time. So with that, if you like my content, please hit the like and subscribe. Feel free to leave comments, and I will see you in the next one.